Is the 72nd anniversary of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, a day that President Roosevelt famously said will live in infamy. And it is still very much alive for the remaining survivors, all now in their 90s. News 13's Tina Jensen recently talked to three. Tina?
Dick, there were 172,000 Pearl Harbor survivors after the 1941 attack. Less than 1,000 are still alive. 3 of them live right here in Albuquerque.
They gave their lives, and but for the grace of God, there go I.
These 3 Albuquerque men are eyewitnesses to the attack on Pearl Harbor 72 years ago tomorrow. A 90-minute air raid by Japan killed 2,400 of their fellow Americans and left more than 1,000 wounded.
Nobody had any training in air defense. It was dumb. Just walk out there like it was seeing an air show.
So I went above deck and saw the Utah capsizing, and I thought, hey, this is something pretty serious. Then they passed the word that this was no drill and that we were in business, and it was definitely a Japanese attack.
And pretty soon, boom, 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 you could hear those torpedoes going off.
They were in their 20s when it happened. They're now 93, 94, and 95. They didn't know each other when they were stationed at Pearl Harbor, but they have an unshakable bond now, haunting memories of that day.
Some guy ran out the door, and I think a bomb must have got him directly because he was all over the wall.
I wake up at nights thinking about it because I just know what misery they went through.
John Stanhope, a sailor on the USS Tennessee, still has nightmares about the bodies he saw.
Their face, they come up out of the water and they had that oil on their face and it all caught on fire in their hair, and they go back down and they come back up.
The attack threw the U.S. into World War II. The 3 men would continue their service in far-flung parts of the world.
I think the whole country became involved because of the attack in Pearl, and more so than in any of the other conflicts we've had.
Now the nation's going about their business and forgetting the whole thing.
Forgetting is what they don't want.
It's important to remember these things so that we don't get ourselves caught up similarly as to what happened to us.
We're going to do this again and again and again.
Yes. Yep. I hope I can do it a dozen more times.
These men and a handful of other World War II veterans meet for lunch once a month at the Cracker Barrel, and they've welcomed many strangers to their table to share their stories. Back to you.
To those guys. Thank you, Tina. There will be a Pearl Harbor ceremony tomorrow at 1:30 at the Veterans Memorial on Louisiana.